Well, everybody likes the underdog. Why not? And that was the case in week one. If you had most of them for your picks, you're feeling pretty good. Jameis Winston getting it done against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in Jacksonville. Kyler Murray being Kyler Murray had 5 total touchdowns, along with the Bengals and Dolphins secured a dub in their season opener. So interesting, the storyline for week one, the underdogs, 12-4. Not bad at all. Probably the biggest surprise in this list. The Texans are 1-0. After the season of wondering what this group would look like. Of course, no Deshaun Watson there. And then also the Steelers going into Buffalo and beating the Bills and holding that number 2 offense from a season ago to just 1 touchdown on the board. All right, let's get into week 2. Our John Breech tapping in this AM for the Pick 6 podcast. And Breech, we got to talk about it. I'm getting a feeling here that you're not rolling with the underdogs this week. Yes, 12-4 a week ago. But now I think you're in the favorites train heading into this one. Let's talk about this first game, the Broncos at the Jags, taking Denver to cover here.
You know what, Brendan? I am. And on the underdog train, look, I took quite a few in week 1. I had the Bengals upset, the Texans upset, the Raiders upset. But now that we've seen everybody play, you get a better feel going into week 2. And with this Broncos-Jags game, look, we saw Jacksonville play in week 1. They were a total disaster. And I think Jacksonville is going to be a team that I pick against until they prove they can actually win a game. I'm going to bet against them straight up, against the spread, until Urban Meyer proves he can straighten things out. I mean, they got absolutely destroyed by a Texans team that isn't supposed to be that good. And so when I look at what they have to face this week, Trevor Lawrence struggled against a Houston defense that's not even half as talented as what the Broncos defense is going to throw at them on Sunday. So I have a hard time seeing Jacksonville scoring very many points in this game. And then you look at Denver's offense. Teddy Bridgewater looked really, really comfortable against the Giants on Sunday. He's going to be even more comfortable going up against a Jacksonville defense that's probably worse than what New York threw at him. And I think Denver is going to cover those 6 points comfortably.
All right, of course, there. Welcome to the league mode for Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer there in Jacksonville. Chiefs at the Ravens. Both guys kind of pretty much giving us pins and needles in their games. The Chiefs against the Browns. And then last night we saw what the Ravens had to go to overtime to take that L against the Raiders. KC coming from behind on Sunday. We saw that, but are they covering here?
Yeah, this is an interesting game because, look, if you're Baltimore, you're probably pretty upset that you have to play the Chiefs in week 2 because, A, you have to fly home from Las Vegas overnight after an emotional loss. So you're on a short week. You lose a day of practice. And all of a sudden, you have to face the Chiefs in week 2. That is not ideal, especially because if there is one team the Ravens always seem to struggle against, it is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs have absolutely dominated this series since Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes became the starting quarterbacks. Mahomes is 3-0 against Jackson and the Ravens, and it's pretty much the same story every time. The Chiefs jump out to an early lead, and that basically ends the game because the Ravens don't have any ability to make a huge comeback. In those 3 games where the Chiefs and Mahomes have beaten Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they've led by an average of 13.3 points at halftime, so almost 2 touchdowns. And you know what? Patrick Mahomes is undefeated in September, 11-0 in his career, 8-3 against the spread. I'm going to ride that wave till it crashes, so I am going to take the Chiefs to win and cover.
All right, getting forward in that one, the Patriots and Jets. New England getting 5.5 in this one. Mac Jones didn't start his career with a win. Can him and the hoodie kind of cover here a little bit?
Yeah, I'll tell you the one thing I love about this game from a Patriots perspective is that we're getting Bill Belichick coaching against a rookie quarterback. Asking a rookie to beat Belichick is like asking me to beat Joey Chestnut in a hot dog eating competition. It is highly unlikely to happen. Belichick is 9-1 in his last 10 games against rookie quarterbacks, and we saw it a couple times last season. You know, as good as Justin Herbert was in his rookie year, you know what his worst loss was? 45-0 to the Patriots. Belichick is a defensive mastermind. We know that. He throws some crazy stuff at rookies. They don't know what to do. So I think Zach Wilson is going to have a long, ugly day on Sunday, and I like the Patriots to win and cover here.
All right, see how that happens on the road in New York. We need to find an underdog, a no-brainer this week. We mentioned the record last week. Give me a no-brainer in week 2.
Yeah, you know what? I did, like I said earlier, I picked the Bengals in the upset win in week 1. I'm going to keep riding the Bengals train. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow going into Chicago. I know it's an Andy Dalton revenge game, but we don't even know if Andy Dalton's going to play because Matt Nagy seems to have no idea what he wants to do with that quarterback rotation. I think the Bears are arguably a worse version of the Vikings. They've got an offensive line that's struggling. They don't have a running back as good as Dalvin Cook. And, Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, that platoon might eventually work, but their offense is just struggling right now. The defense didn't look great against the Rams. And somehow, Bengals are underdogs going into Chicago, so I'm going to take them to win straight up.
Where's your Bengals orange then, if that's the case? I'm just saying, you got Kansas City red on.
Well, you know what? It's at the dry cleaner. I wasn't sure they were going to win. I need to be quicker. Got to pick it up.
All right.
My bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, our director, Linda, she's happy with the Kansas City Red. She'll take that. As always, my friend, take care. John Breech tapping in, giving us those picks for week 2. Don't forget, you can get in on the picks too. The CBS Sports Football Pick'em, compete for $100,000 every week. All you got to do is visit cbssports.com/picks to get in on this money.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.